Yeah.
Great stuff. Have a good summer.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the paddock. Great to hear from Pierre Gasly. We are joined by a legend in sporting terms, Ravi Shastri. Thank you so much for coming on the show. A legend of the cricket world. You're here for the Formula One Grand Prix this weekend. How have you found the experience?
I think fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And the atmosphere, like we say in cricket, is electrifying. But this is, it's deafening to the ear when you hear the sound, when you hear the crowd. Especially when the drivers pass them, there's a noise, but when their favorites go past, there's even a bigger noise. And just to see the professionalism around the circuit, the attention to detail, the way they look at it, technicalities, the attention to data, it's sophisticated and it seems powerful from the outside.
We're just seeing some photographs of you on the grid, taking it all in. You know how it is to operate in the midst of intense sporting pressure. From what you've seen this weekend, how does this compare to cricket in test match, where over 5 days, the ebb, the flow of the competitive sporting world?
You know what? Respect. Respect, because we play team sport. This is individual sport. You power in your hands, and you got to make decisions in a split of a second. And you make a mistake there, it could prove costly, not just for yourself, but for your life as well. So, as opposed to a lot of other sport, this is one sport that gets the physical element into it, much like boxing, because at that pace, you can't make too many, fateful mistakes. Yeah. So I think it's an exhilarating experience for me, just to see the focus, the concentration, the clarity of thought that's needed to make those decisions happen in a split of a second. When you have top-class guys competing with you.
And as you say, it is an individual sport. We know that. Pietro, our tame racing driver, who comes on to our show and gives us the driver's insight. But it is a team sport as well, from the
Yes.
perspective of the many thousands of people employed at these teams to put these cars on the track. When we look at success of a team like Red Bull, Mercedes, and then we look at the difficulties that some teams, for example, Alpine this weekend have just announced a major reshuffle of the management. You know how it is to manage a sporting team as well. How important is consistency over time in order to get the most out of the people who are in your
That's the name of the game. That's what you strive for. You cannot win every day, but you want to be different. You want to evolve with the times, take things ahead, but win more games than you lose. In our sport. So similarly here, as in any sport in life, if you're a coach of a team, you're a principal of a team, what you strive for is consistency, within the team.
And we know Formula One is growing around the world. Yeah. We used to race in India. I'm sad that we don't anymore, because it was always a fun trip to take. How's Formula One in India at the moment?
It's very popular. It's especially amongst the young age group. My daughter now, she's 15 and a half, 16, and she knows everything. The data, and she follows it like no one's business. She was lucky to get autographs of a lot of the drivers this weekend.
Cool.
But, where I'm coming from is we are a country of 1.4 billion, right? And 75% of that population is below the age of 30. And they are data savvy. They're Gen Z, right? And they know, what's happening. So I think it is a sport that has to come to India, and it will take off, because you'll get numbers. When it comes to viewership, you have half the automobile world manufacturing cars in India. So I think it's a sport that has to come in that direction, and it'll take off. I'm quite positive about that.
Well, you've been hanging with Stefano all weekend, haven't you? You can go and have a word in Stefano's ears and say we need to get back to India. Of course, the only place where you can watch Formula One in India is on F1 TV. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So an absolute honor to meet you. Real honor to meet you.
All I'll tell my countrymen, इंडिया आना चाहिए ये स्पोर्ट, बहुत मज़ा आएगा, बहुत ज़बरदस्त है, और जो मुझे एंटरटेनमेंट मिला है ये 3 दिन में, अलग ही बात है.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you, my man.
Pleasure. See you. Lovely meeting.
Absolutely magnificent. What legend. Absolute legend of the sporting world there. Sensational. Right.